That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Monday.
What do you got, Christopher?
Man, Rich, how's it going? You good?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. I'm great. The second overall pick didn't look too bad. Rich, I think Zach Wilson has earned himself the right to start the rest of the season for the Jets.
Why would you? I don't understand. Are you now using this to troll on me? Is that what you're trying to say?
Why? He played well yesterday. He should have won the game.
You know what he did? He played.
He had 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Okay. He should not start the rest of the season.
Why not?
He should not.
Your coach said he was going to come back this year at some point. Well, he's back. He had a great game.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
All right. Let's talk. You want to talk about, Jacoby Myers' passer rating? While we're at it, or what? I mean, honestly, seriously, Mike White is better at football than this guy is proven to be right now. And if the Jets want to make the playoffs, Mike White needs to get healthy. And then we can revisit Zach Wilson next year. But I'm genuinely nervous that Thursday night with Trevor Lawrence coming in, and if he lights it up and Zach Wilson just does the missing of the jump shot, he tries to put he just tries to shoot jumpers, and all he's got to do is hit layups. Let's just put it this way. He made some really nice throws, and he looked really sharp in the first half, and then he threw an interception that was awful. Move on. What else?
Hey, Rich, I'm fair and balanced, okay? Hey, Rich, look at me.
Just ask me next.
I'm fair and balanced.
Not pleased with the way Overreaction Monday has started.
Rich, hold on.
Me and Mike are digging it the most.
I'm fair and balanced.
I'm liking it so far.
If Tom Brady doesn't come back to the Patriots next year for one final season, Belichick should retire.
That's overreaction.
It's over, and I'm over it, and I'm not alone among the fan base.
Okay, and I appreciate that you're not alone amongst the fan base. He's still as great as they come. I don't know what the hell happened yesterday, and I don't know what's going on. He needs to find a better coordinator for his quarterback. He needs to do a little bit better job.
The Patriots are
a
boring football team, and when you're not good, you need to at least be exciting, like the Lions. And
or
then,
like last year.
Weird stuff happens.
They were way more exciting last year.
But
I
they're
will
boring.
totally give you that.
The games are unwatchable. He's not inspiring anything. Except for me to change the channel.
I get you, but I don't think he should retire. What else?
He should retire.
What else?
The Jaguars are winning the AFC South.
That's not an overreaction at all.
And they're going to get the 4 seed, and they're going to host the Chargers, and it's going to be amazing.
The Titans are banged up. The Titans didn't have 7 defensive starters yesterday, and they still played great, and their coach is awesome. And
Guts to Tannehill. He had a really, really gutty game.
There's just a second gear that the Titans need to find right now. And their problem is that they got a home game against Houston, which nearly went back-to-back, beating the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Then they host Dallas on a Thursday night, and then they're at Jacksonville. And Jacksonville, their issue, they don't seem to have as great an issue. They're at the Jets, they're at Houston, and then they play Tennessee. And the way they're playing, they should win all 3 of them, and they will win the division. I do not think at all that is an overreaction. I give it the check mark.
What are the chances of that Week 18 being Sunday Night Football, Jacksonville, Tennessee?
I think that could be it. I mean, there's some other options. It could be Baltimore and Cincinnati potentially, but that's not that's winner. Wins the division, loser goes to the wild card spot.
This is winner or go home.
I mean, there's many other. I'll give you a sneaky outside one too. How about Green Bay and Detroit? You never know how that's going to be shaken out in the NFC. But in terms of Jacksonville right now, yes, sir. I got you. What else?
Speaking of Detroit, Rich, you hinted at it. Let's just go all in. Lions are going to win out, make the playoffs.
I do love the way that they're playing. They're totally
so exciting.
Feel it right now. I know. In the same way that you're like the Patriots are born, the Lions are the exact opposite.
You want to root for them.
At Carolina,
Absolutely.
home for Chicago, at Green Bay. Those are the way that they're playing right now. Winnable games. Jared Goff looks terrific. I do love their receivers. You know what I feel about Amon-Ra St. Brown. And defensively, they're just buzzing around. I'll say that's not overreacting.
It's a lot of grit there, guys.
You're not overreacting right now. Those are winnable games for Detroit. That's more realistic than your first 2. Up for grabs here.
First 2 are spot on.
I disagree. What else, Chris? I think you were just
trying
to. You were trolling me to start and using this real estate to get something off your chest. What else?
I want Belichick to retire.
I understand that. You're crazy.
The Bengals are going back to the Super Bowl. Who's stopping this team?
Well, the Bills have a shot at doing that in Week 17 on a Monday night. The Ravens have an opportunity to put their foot in the ground.
No, Joe Burrow is not afraid of the Ravens, man.
You can't evaluate the Ravens without Lamar Jackson.
Well, Lamar may not be back.
I think they're going to have him back next week. That's what they were planning on.
But he can't be Lamar if he's got a wounded wing.
Never know. Now, I'd say it's doubtful. As you know, I've been riding the Bengals bandwagon for a while, or I helped start it. The Chiefs and the Bills are too damn special. It's wide open. They're just as good as them and can absolutely make the Super Bowl just as much as the other two.
The Chiefs needed, I'm going to back TJ here. The Chiefs needed overtime to beat the Texans, the worst team in football by a stretch, okay?
Yes.
And the Bills should have lost at home on Saturday night in the elements.
The Bengals had their swoon earlier on in the year, and the Chiefs are getting it right now, and the Bills had a better first half than the second half. So if you're going sheer momentum, then yes, you're correct. The Bengals are going back to the Super Bowl if you're just talking about sheer momentum. But, injuries happen and seedings break a certain way. The Bills, all they have to do to finish up is go to Chicago and, do what the Eagles just did and then go to Cincinnati and then beat New England at home. That's a tough row to hoe, but they're the one seed. And then you let everybody else beat each other up in the wild card weekend and have either the Chargers, Dolphins, Ravens, Patriots, or Jets visit you in the divisional playoff round. You'll take that. You'll take it. You want the Bengals to win the division. You want the Chiefs and Bengals to play each other while you sit there and beat each other up in the divisional playoff round, just like you had to do last year, and have the Ravens, Chargers, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets come visit you, or the Titans come visit you. Oh, yeah. You'd rather that. So
I don't think
that's a very nuanced answer to say at the moment an overreaction, but totally believable. Chris, what else?
I'm no Dolphins fan, but
yes,
despite that loss on Saturday, they really proved they can play anywhere with anyone
Bingo.
at any time.
Yes, sir.
They really showed me a lot on
Mostert,
Saturday.
100 yards rushing in the first quarter, right? Pretty much right around there. Waddle and Hill both scored.
Yep.
Tua took the hits, kept on ticking. I mean, that's the Mandalorian quarterback back there, man. Dawson Knox had his best game of the year.
Yep.
Allen, when in case of emergency, run him. So, I'm with you. I'm with you. Dolphins' final games. I love that we're in this time of year. You got to look at their final games. Dolphins' final games. How big is that Christmas game against the Packers if the Packers win tonight? At New England, home for the Jets. Baby, this is going to be great. But yeah, Miami could play with anyone, anywhere right now. To go into that weather and that cold, oh yeah. Everybody thought that they were going to just will. There was their best. I mean, it's amazing. At San Francisco, at the Chargers, at the Bills, their best performance was in the most difficult spot and in the most difficult conditions.
And they lost all 3 games, and I kind of feel good about them coming out of the loss.
What else, Chris? You got any more?
Yeah. If this sounds familiar, it's literally the exact same topic I had last week. Cowboys losing to whoever wins the NFC South still feels inevitable.
Oh, no, I don't say it's inevitable. I don't say it's inevitable. But still, they're way more talented than last year's team. Way more talented than last year's team. I believe it. Pollard's better.
Why are they losing these dumb games?
I don't know, man. Well, their pass rush has disappeared.
Pass rush, poor play calling. When Trevor Lawrence fumbled that football, that game should have been over.
Dude,
that should have been a wrap.
The 3rd and 10, when the Jaguars have no timeouts left, they threw a very difficult, tough to complete pass in a pattern that was mostly beyond the sticks on 3rd and 10. Just give me CeeDee Lamb across the way and get him moving and get him seeing if you can get him a first down. At the very least, he's going to catch it and the clock's going to move. So if you have to punt, the clock's moving. Instead, they threw a tough pass and the clock didn't move. Yeah, I mean, come on.
I know I don't know more than these football coaches, but everyone at home could tell you if they've got a timeout and you've got a minute 30 left, do anything but something that's going to make the clock stop.
Cowboys
And
should
it does
be.
not matter. Run around and then hit the ground. Make them use the timeout.
Yeah, correct.
We threw a 25-yard pass, which, by the way, Noah Brown didn't catch. But if you watch, Dak did put that right on the sideline.
I'm sure he did, but
it got knocked down. But it's just a play that shouldn't even have happened.
You gotta. If you're gonna try for the first down, at least give me a short of the sticks first down, where if it's complete, the clock moves, and give your guy a shot to go get it. And you got Pollard and you got Lamb. You got two guys that can make people miss. And that I was just like wondering what the hell's going on. But they should beat whoever wins the NFC South. I'm not saying it's inevitable. They should do it. What else, Chris? You got one more?
Chris, I'll just say this. I don't know if we should do it, to be honest.
Last one.
Are you saying it's inevitable?
I don't know if it's inevitable, but
It feels,
that's what he said.
like it. It
I'm
feels
not like.
inevitable.
Let's put it this way: when that day happens on that game, I'm not gonna feel good until that game's
You're
over.
gonna snap the grease board in half.
Speaking of not feeling good, at 33-0, it was awesome. Great comeback. Congratulations. But in no way, shape, or form should the Vikings feel good despite that comeback.
That's not true at all. No way.
Yeah, you got to feel good.
You got to feel
Why?
great about that.
because you
They
could.
stink. They're frauds. They're overrated. They
Chris,
came back awesome. It was more because the Colts absolutely choked. They kicked 3 field goals under 27 yards, which means they left so many points on the board.
They still did it. They'll never forget it.
Yeah.
You saw Kirk Cousins, Tom Pelissero was sitting in this chair Thursday and Friday with you guys while I'm in Pittsburgh. He had a great post-game interview with Kirk, and he told him it was the greast comeback in the history of the NFL. And he didn't know that, and he basically said, I got to process this, Tom. He said, I just can't. It was part of the greatest comeback in the history of the NFL. I need a minute.
Yeah.
I need a minute. I mean, like, and we're going to talk to Kirk Cousins tomorrow. That's a very human reaction, and the human reaction is like, damn straight, we won that, and we dodged a bullet, and now let's go. We're turning the page, and we got, their next game, the Minnesota Vikings. Next up for them is. Let me see right here. I got it right here.
Lions beating the Vikings
home for the
on Wild Card
Giants.
Weekend
Home for the
feels
Giants at Green Bay
inevitable,
at Chicago. They could finish up strong.
They
just
could
need
have
to
turtled up, Chris.
They just need to stay in front of San Francisco right now. Just stay in front of San Francisco.
All right.
That's it.
They
Get
could have
that
turtled
second
up
home.
and just took the L.
Get that home. Correct. Get that second home playoff game. That's the way that they can go into the NFC Championship game against Philadelphia at Philadelphia and have a better result than the last time that matchup took place. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.